So for today's video, I thought I would do a fun Q&A while we get ready. I just feel like I have a lot of new people on here and I haven't done one of these in a while, so you guys can get to know me a little bit better, since I pretty much only talk about makeup and fragrance here on my channel most times. I don't really get in depth with my life. I mean, I do vlogs here and there, but they're mostly centered around new products or shopping. So I thought this could be fun. I did ask for some questions that you guys had. So we have some really fun topics we're gonna go over today about the beauty community, this job, a little about myself, my husband as well. A lot of you guys are so curious about that. I'm gonna be doing my makeup while I answer these questions, and today's video is actually sponsored by BK Beauty. This is my all-time favorite brush brand. Most of you guys who have watched me for a long time know this is like most of what I use, and they are doing a summer sale right now, July 3 through 8, where you can save 20% on some of their most popular collabs, like the Angie Hot and Flashy brushes and the Nikki LaRose set as well, which has been super viral here on YouTube and on TikTok. I'm going to be using these brushes for my look today, but for today I wanted to focus on the Nikki LaRose set. This is one of their newer sets and it is incredible. It has a little bit of everything you need to do a full face of makeup. She is a makeup artist. She also has a YouTube channel and I get so many awesome tips from her. Plus, this brush brand is also made by another YouTuber, LEAHJANAE Makeup. You'll be able to shop these brushes through the YouTube shopping right here in the video. I'll also have the link down below and the code you need for the site. But let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with the basic info here. Obviously, my name is Leah. My middle name is Janae, so that's how I have my channel, LEAHJANAE. When I first started my channel, it actually used to be called Discotastic, so that's still my email. I wish I could change it, but I mean, it's been my business email for years, so it's just staying at that. I have been on YouTube for over 10 years, and this is my full-time job mostly. I mean, I do all the social medias, but YouTube is definitely my main source of income. I am pretty active on Instagram, TikTok, but I make pennies on there compared to YouTube. Those are kind of just more for fun and just to kind of get out there and still have brands kind of notice me, and maybe they'll find my YouTube, so you know, I can do future partnerships that way. I am 32 years old and I am married. I have been married for 11 years. So I got married at 21 to my high school sweetheart. His name's Tyler. He's not really on my channel very much, which is fine. He's been featured in a couple videos, but I don't like to make him be on videos if he doesn't want to. I've actually been trying to encourage him to, you know, maybe start up his own TikTok, because he has all these really interesting like projects that I just feel like people would like to see. Like, he's really into cars. He'll find the weirdest cars that get the most attention. I swear they're mostly like old ones, and I feel like he could get some major views. He's all into that kind of stuff, loves the outdoorsy things, really into his mini jet boat right now. Surprisingly, everyone wants to know what he does for a job as well, and he actually works for 3M. They make so many different products, mostly like sticky or tape kind of featured products, which the factory he works at, they make all sorts of different kinds of tape. So he actually is a mechanic for 3M. So he works a normal 9 to 5, well technically his is a 7 to 3. He just doesn't really like to be featured on my YouTube channel, which is totally fine. I feel like if I did more like vlog style videos, he would be in them, but for now he's just, you know, he does his own thing, and he is totally supportive of what I do as well. So I am actually using a new palette today. I ordered the new Cosmic brushes launch. I really enjoy their palettes. I have a couple of them that I ordered last year, but I think this is their newest launch of, or maybe only launch of 2024. They launched 2 nude palettes. This is the Cool Trolls and they have the Neutrals. It's like neutrals but still spicy neutrals is I think the name, because it still has some fun colors. So I thought I would play with the Cool Trolls one today. I originally was just gonna order the nude trolls. I liked that color story a bit more. I usually like cool tones, but these are very blue, so I wasn't sure, but they had like this bundle deal if I bought them together, so I'm like, I'll just go ahead and buy both of them because I do really like their shadows. For the crease work, I really like this fluffier brush that's in the Nikki LaRose set. This is the N13. So that's just a quick rundown with some basic facts about me. I feel like I cover a lot of these in all of these Q&As, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. But just for those of you who are new and maybe don't know me as well, that's just the basis. Also, I do get this question a lot, but am I having kids? I am not having kids. I know, 32, by this time I should start, right? But nope, that is not happening for us. Not the most common choice by any means, and I definitely feel like I get some judgment for that. And maybe I'm treated a little bit differently by friends and family, but that's just what we decided. And to be honest, I don't know, the way the world is going these days, I'm kind of glad I don't want kids right now, because I don't know, things are scary. This had a lot of thumbs up, but it says a lot of content creators have been talking about views being down and struggling on YouTube. What's your opinion? Are you having the same issues? So I have to say, the main content creators they mentioned are more makeup channels, and I definitely have to say, just plain makeup videos in general are definitely not performing like they used to. I feel like after the whole Dramageddon thing happened and like the big YouTubers who used to get millions of views on their videos, that definitely declined. And after COVID and with the launch of TikTok and Reels on Instagram, people just aren't as interested in makeup content anymore. I mean, it's kind of weird how the beauty community has kind of shifted. I feel like makeup was a big thing for a long time, and then it kind of shifted to skincare, and that became a big thing. And I feel like now fragrance is kind of a big thing. Maybe not as big as makeup ever was at that time, but I actually have kind of shifted my content into fragrance and shop with me's. And that has actually kept my views pretty normal, and I would say good. I don't know, I feel like they've been performing better and better. I feel like summertime is definitely a slump where I do notice my videos aren't doing as well as they normally do. I feel like everyone's kind of busy doing stuff, being on vacation, being outside, so not as many people are watching YouTube. But if you are solely focused on beauty, I definitely see a decline in those kind of views. People are just not as interested in full-on makeup videos these days. So I feel like you really kind of have to keep shifting your content with the trends and what's popular. I do feel like shopping content and kind of focusing on new things will always be popular view-wise, just because there's always something new. Every time I do upload like a makeup video, even testing brand new products, it just does not get nearly the amount of views as like a TJ Maxx shop with me, or even just like a perfume video for me. Even this year, I kind of fully stopped doing just like one palette tutorials or one palette reviews, because they would not do well for me, and especially because I like indie palettes and people just are not searching for that on YouTube right now. I mean, yes, a very specific audiences, but in general it's just not a searchable thing. Instead of like reviewing like a Natasha Denona palette that a lot of people know about. So I mean, I kind of had to switch things up and see what's not doing very well, because I mean, this is my job. So as much as I would love to make the content that I enjoy, it wasn't worth my time, because those videos that I would review palettes and do multiple looks with, those I would spend so much time and effort. They would take an entire day of just like filming, editing, doing the swatches, and it started not becoming fun for me, and I just wasn't making my money back on those videos, because they would maybe get like 3,000 to 5,000 views, which for a channel of my size is not very good. So I kind of just had to stop doing that, and you just kind of have to watch what's performing well, maybe switch it up, try something new, which is kind of what I had to do. I don't even know when I started more of the shopping content, probably 4 to 5 years ago at this point, and I think I got in at the right time, and now it's like super popular as compared to when I started. I would say even my makeup videos, when I do them on Instagram, they definitely do not perform as well. Oh, here's my cat Cash, by the way, as my fragrance videos, but or my shopping videos with new collections. By the way, I have 2 cats, if you guys are wondering. Cash back here, and I have Turbo as well. Turbo is my huge white cat. Cash is actually smaller than what you would think. Here's Cash. He is the younger one. He is wild and turbo. He's like 8 years old or so, and he is lazy. They're complete opposites. They definitely keep me on my toes, but I love having them around, and I'm definitely a cat person rather than a dog person. As I was saying, makeup videos just really don't perform for me at all unless I'm doing like a Sephora related video, a Ulta video. I'll do the trying new makeup because I love testing new products, but even those haven't been doing that well for me as I see other channels doing well. And I've noticed the really popular makeup channels have been doing more commentary style makeup videos instead of just a regular trying new makeup, because yeah, people just are not interested in this right now. And I've even debated just like switching my channel over to just purely fragrance and shopping, but I still love makeup so much, so that's such a hard thing for me to do. Some people have suggested I start another channel, but I've worked so hard on this channel. It's my whole life. I've had it for over 10 years, like I said, and I don't want to have two separate things. So I feel like if I started something new, it would have to be the makeup channel, would have to be the new one, because I've gained such a following on this channel with all my Bath & Body Works lovers. I've been doing those kind of videos for years and years. I was one of the first ever like Bath & Body Works influencers, I guess you could say. So I would have to keep my fragrance community on this one, but I don't know how I could manage two. I know Lauren May Beauty does such a good job of it with her makeup channel and her fragrance one, but I want everything on the same channel. I like to have a variety. I know everyone says you need to niche down to really be successful, and I can see that, but I don't know. I like when you come to my channel, you won't get bored. You'll have so many different options of things that you can watch. Anyways, we're going in with the Nikki La Rose N12 for my flat shadow brush. This is great for shimmers. I'm going to use a little bit of this Tempting shade. It's kind of a blue sparkle. I'm just putting this on like the middle and kind of blending it towards the outer corner. I probably could deepen the outer corner up actually. I always struggle with these videos. It is so hard for me to concentrate on my makeup and questions at the same time. So we're kind of taking turns here. But you see how this brush just really gets that great pigmentation of the product. You want that nice packed flat brush to really amp up your shimmers. I think I am going to deepen up the outer corner too with the black sparkly shade. So anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys like watching just my fragrance videos? Do you watch a little bit of everything? Let me know, because yeah, the makeup videos just they're not doing great for me, but I still enjoy it. I love makeup so much, so I still want that to be a part of my channel too. And you know, fragrance probably isn't going to be this trendy forever. The next question that I thought was kind of interesting, but it's, do you get overwhelmed with having a lot of products, and how do you manage a large inventory of items? And the answer to that is absolutely. I mean, it is a blessing to be able to get product like PR in the mail, brands that send you stuff because they want you to review it and hope that you'll share it. But it's a lot sometimes. By the way, I'm taking that same N12 brush and dipping into this silver for the inner corner, but I do get very overwhelmed and stressed. I do feel like I have a little bit of ADHD, and it's so hard for me. Like when I'm getting a bunch of like packages in, they kind of just like sit in my room, and it's hard for me to like dedicate the time to put that stuff all away and organize it, and then it just like gets so overwhelming that it's just, my whole house I feel like is just makeup everywhere. And you guys know, it's like your brain just cannot focus on one thing. It just kind of jumps to the next, and I'll start one project and I feel like I have to finish it, but then something else comes up and then it gets like halfway done. So it's been so hard for me to keep things just nice, neat, organized. And so I know what I have in my collection. I know what I need to use. So this year I actually recently had to update my storage, as you can see behind me, and yes, I still want to do a video on that, but again, I've been trying to make it look perfect, because I mean, I feel like it's a video that will do well, and I want it to look super nice, very organized. So I've been still working on that so you guys can see how I store everything. I just needed more room, because before I just had like a big pink toolbox. I had an Alex 9 set and it just wasn't cutting it. I think in the last, I would say 2 years, I've gotten so much more PR coming in which again is awesome. But yeah, it's definitely overwhelming to find a place for everything and try to organize it. And I feel like every day I have to organize my collection and put in different piles of like keep, giveaway, what needs videos on. So like I just have a couple drawers with new products that I put in, and then I have another set of drawers that has like, it's literally full to the brim of just giveaways, because I've been doing a lot more giveaway boxes. I've been deciding to do giveaway boxes to like smaller creators who are getting started, can't afford to buy new releases all the time, because that's also hard when trying to start a channel, because you feel like you have to buy everything. So I've also been trying to do some giveaway boxes for smaller creators as well with some products, so they have some fun stuff that they can show on their channels and review. So I have like an entire drawer of that, which yeah, I'll share all this stuff when I do get to this video. I swear it'll be this year. But yeah, just keeping everything organized, and there's so many launches all the time. It's a lot. And since I've been focusing on fragrance and makeup, it's like double the product. So I need to bring it in a little bit. It's hard because I want to keep up on the new makeup launches, but at the same time, if those videos are not performing for me, do I really need to be spending my time doing that? But I just always want to be in the know, and I always want to have my thoughts on new products that are popular for you guys too, to know if it's worth getting or not. So I've definitely had a hard time just like really trying to not overspend on beauty products too. I'm always just making an excuse, well, it's a business expense, whatever, but I also can't keep up with all the stuff that I'm buying and getting. I have literally a full 2 drawers of like stuff I've kept and I haven't gotten to yet. So it's a lot, because yeah, people, it's like I buy something, I don't get to it, and then a couple weeks later it's old news and it's not a it product anymore. So you can't really feature it. I mean, you can, but you're not gonna get the amount of views that you want, whether it's like a brand new trending product. So it's definitely a struggle, and I definitely get overwhelmed with all the boxes and the PR and organizing. Literally, you have to organize every single day. Okay, so we're definitely going smoky eyes for our eyeshadow for sure. For foundation, this is my favorite BK Beauty brush. You can actually get this one in the Angie Hot and Flashy travel set. This is the A101 brush. I'm just gonna use this Urban Decay foundation because I'm still trying to get my thoughts on it. Anyways, I do have some more kind of, I guess, YouTube related questions. This next one says, I love seeing your confidence grow, and I'm so glad that you're being recognized by brands. What are your biggest stressors these days? Do you find yourself comparing yourself with others? I would say yes, definitely comparison is a thing. It's hard in this field. I mean, I feel like people do this at any job, right? Like you're always kind of comparing yourself, like, why do they treat this person differently? Why am I not getting the same opportunities? Why am I, you know, not getting this promotion but this person is, and stuff like that. So I feel like you have that with any job, really. I think it's definitely amped a little bit up with social media though, because it's just so saturated right now and everyone's trying to do the same thing. So I feel like right now it's hard to get views, and then you're like, well, why is this person getting so many views? I'm doing the exact same thing. Or people will literally just be like, oh, so-and-so is copying me, even though there's like many people doing a similar video. I've had that before with my shopping content actually, and if you look on YouTube, Instagram, there is hundreds of thousands of people doing shopping content, but people will still try to accuse you of copying and all of this. It's definitely hard not to compare yourself, even like looks wise. I don't know if you guys have heard of like the whole iPhone face thing, but a lot of people are starting to look the same because everyone's getting like the filler, the Botox, the injections, the plastic surgery, all of that. Everyone is starting to look the same, which is crazy. And I mean, I've done it before too. I've had lip injections before because I've always had really tiny lips. I haven't done it in like a year now. I don't know if I still will. I feel like that trend is kind of dying down, and I feel like my lips kind of permanently have a little bit of volume to them now that I've done this, but I've always kept mine very natural. I've tried Botox too, and hey, maybe in my upper 30s, maybe in my 40s, I definitely will be doing some more Botox. I just used to do my forehead lines because those stand out the most to me, but I just feel like I was spending so much and they would only last like a month, and then you would have to do it again. It just is so much upkeep. But yeah, I feel like it's definitely easy to compare yourself to others on here, and I do it too, because like I see all these people going on these fun brand trips right now, and I've never been invited on a brand trip, and I'm like, okay, well, like, I wonder when my time will come. But you just kind of have to be thankful for the opportunities that you do get. I know it's hard, but like, sometimes it's easy to focus on the negative things, and I need to remind myself too to focus on the positive things and the positive things that you have going on in your life, and try not to be comparing yourself to others, or, you know, the whole jealousy thing. I'm blending my concealer out with this N16 brush. This is great for concealer. It has these nice soft, like, it's like a duo fiber concealer brush, and it blends it out so perfectly. This is just the Natasha Denona one. I thought I would use just one of my tried and true faves, but this will kind of help clean up that smoky eye. But back to that question, I would say like my biggest stressors, I think, on here is definitely, well, number one, obviously choosing like what videos to upload that you think are going to perform well, because obviously that's your main income, and if all of a sudden your videos stop doing good, then it wouldn't be a viable source of income anymore. So obviously that's like number one. I would say some of the other kind of stressful things or just annoying things about the job is like, yeah, the mean comments here and there. I feel like I don't get that many, but I think the most annoying thing is like people can just like make up random things about you and say whatever they want about you without knowing you personally, and they can make up lies. You'll literally make one mistake on here and you're canceled for life. Like, I really don't like that. I don't like cancel culture. I think that's very hypocritical, because haven't we all messed up like in our life before? We've all done things that aren't great, I'm sure, in our entire lifetime. No one is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. That's one of the things I hate. I don't get too many nasty comments, but when I do, sometimes I can be a little sassy. I sometimes reply back, but I need to do better. It's just hard when people are coming at you. It feels like a diss, and it feels like they're discrediting you sometimes when they don't agree with what you say, and I need to get over that fact. But I can be a little defensive for sure in my comment section, and you know, I've had to delete and block, and I've written comments and then just deleted it before, and that's hard for me because I feel like I've had social anxiety my whole life, and I've had people that try to talk for me. They try to put me down as if like I don't have a voice, and so I think that's where that comes from, is I feel like I want to defend myself, and I'm trying to be more confident in myself, and that's why I like to stick up for myself, you know, because for so many years I didn't do that. I just kind of sat quietly, didn't say a word. So I think that's where that kind of comes from. But I'm trying to do better, because I know the best thing is just to ignore it and not take criticism so harshly. It's hard not to do that, but people just think they can say anything they want about you. They would never say it to your face, though, is the thing. I'm going to set my under eyes. I'm using the Nikki LaRose N15 brush. This brush has a nice rounded shape. You can use this multiple ways. I've also used this for blush, but it has the perfect shape just to powder underneath the eyes as well. I also will apologize because I feel like I'm not the most well-spoken person, and that does come from my social anxiety and like some of the weird things I do. Like, I might touch my hair too much, I might look to the side too much. It all comes from my social anxiety as well. But like, I've been doing this a long time, so I've gotten better. But in the past, I used to probably touch my hair every, I don't know, 30 seconds because of a nervous habit, and you don't even realize that you're doing it. But yeah, sometimes it's just hard for me to explain things, get the right words out there, so sometimes I feel like my sentences may sound a little bit jumbled, and just know I'm just not the most well-spoken, and it's just because it's a lot of because of my social anxiety, I would say. Next question is, what are your other hobbies and interests, and are you interested in starting your own makeup brand like other beauty content creators? So as far as the last part goes, no. I do not want my own brand. This whole social media thing is like so much work on its own to keep up with. I would never have time, I feel like, to do my own brand, and if I did, I would definitely have to cut back on YouTube. But this is what I love to do. I love making videos. I love talking about my favorite things. It would be cool to have my own products, but that's a lot of work as well, and that's a big investment. So as cool as it would be, it's just not something I'm personally interested in. I would definitely do a collab with a brand on something, but I just do not have the means to get my own factory and formulas and all this other stuff that goes into it. I just don't think that would be fun for me anymore. And this is what I like to do. I'm perfectly content with how things are going right now. I don't need my own brand. At one point, I think in 2020, I was like researching creating my own candle brand too and making my own candles. And it seemed really fun at the time, but then like just seeing how much work goes into that, unless I was super rich, I just don't think it's in the cards for me. As far as other hobbies go, YouTube definitely takes up most of my time. I also model for a boutique as well, out of Iowa. It's an online boutique, the Pulse Boutique. That's kind of my other job, I guess, but I mostly do that for fun and just to get out of the house and to actually socialize with people. It doesn't really add a ton, you know, to my income, but I mostly just do that for fun, and I love everyone at the Pulse Boutique. Everyone is just so nice, and I really enjoy my time there. Trying on all the clothes is so fun too, and I used to work there full-time before I started my channel full-time. If I wasn't doing this, I'd probably honestly go back to working for the Pulse Boutique. But yeah, I do that once a week. You can find me on their website. I love all their clothes. They're all about comfy, casual. Not everything is super trendy, but like it's definitely my style because I love comfort over trends. So that takes up some of my time too. That's like once a week. I love shopping generally. I love shopping, love traveling, and I enjoy catching up on TV shows, reading for the summer. Love to camp on the weekends. We camp every weekend this summer. We have like a permanent spot right by the river. I'm a little more of a river rat than like a lake girly, and it's so much fun. Everyone is so nice down there where we camp by. We're kind of friends with everyone. We go on these like little float trips and everything, and it is a good time. And speaking of that, I did get asked, because I do travel quite a bit, like why my husband doesn't like join me on some of my trips, which we do usually a big trip together once a year, but you have to keep in mind, like, I can work from anywhere. I can manage my schedule. I can get stuff done early so that I can have more time off. And since he works like a normal 9-to-5 job, they don't always get the most vacation hours. So you have to really be strategic, you know, of how he uses his vacation. Because he used to only get 2 weeks. He now gets 3 weeks. It's not very much when you think about it in the long run, counting like random days you might need off during the week and stuff like that, or sick days and stuff. So he just does not have the vacation time that I do. Like, he can't work from home. He has to be at his job to do his job. So I do a lot of stuff too with friends. He doesn't really join me on most of my Disney stuff. We've gone a couple times, but it's not his thing. It's definitely more my thing. So I love doing that stuff. So I do it with friends, and also I'm vlogging the whole time. So a lot of these other trips are either for business or I'm filming, and even my Disney trips are half pleasure, half business, because like I'm literally filming everything when I'm at the parks, and I love showing you guys what's new at Disney. He doesn't usually join me on my businessy trips and stuff like that. Like when I went to LA, that was for work. He just can't drop things and join me all the time, you know? So we usually do one big trip together each year, but I don't usually vlog it. Like, that's our time together. So like earlier this year we went to Nashville with his family, and that was so much fun. And we're planning to go to Vegas for When We Were Young Fest. I'm going with him and my brother for that. And I think we're planning to do a Hawaii trip together in February. So that should be fun as well. I know I'm trying to get him on a cruise as well because he's interested to do that too. So we definitely have some fun things planned, but yeah, I usually don't always vlog our trips together. I keep answering so many like influencing questions, but that's like what I'm getting the most of and what has the most thumbs up. This says, do you ever feel compelled to tell people how lucrative influencing is when you get asked if your job is a side hustle, a hobby, or if you have a real job? I think I would struggle with this. I definitely do, because it just is hard, because I feel like most of my like immediate family, they're older, they don't really get it, and I just kind of feel like a little bit of an outsider. Like, I feel like they don't understand like how cool this really is and how much work I did put in to get where I am today. And like literally I have 100,000 people that probably watch my channel. Like, that is so cool, but it never feels like I'm taken seriously, or it never feels good enough, you know? They just don't understand. Like, even like my parents, they don't really use the internet that much. My dad will read the news on the internet, but my parents are older. They're in their upper 60s, so they don't watch my channel. So it's hard when I don't get supported in my career. I mean, they're all for it, they just don't get it, you know? So nothing against my parents. I love them so much, and they do so much for me. They always have. But it's definitely a struggle. I did think this was an interesting question, because I know a lot of people are more like, they would love to do this. They were aspiring content creators. I get so many messages about this as well. But do you think someone starting a YouTube channel in 2024 can still be successful, or do you think more people are moving to short content like Instagram and TikTok? Whenever people ask me, if you want to get popular faster, I definitely recommend focusing on short form content, because I have just seen people blow up out of nowhere on TikTok and YouTube. I feel like it takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, and it's just not growing as much as the short form content is these days. So long videos, I feel like it's really hard. Even getting like over 200 views can be a struggle for someone just starting out. So I definitely recommend, if you want to try this, I would try short form first. That's where you're gonna get, honestly, more views. More of those videos are gonna go viral. You can definitely upload your short form content here on YouTube as well. I know people say, oh, like, I don't watch TikTok, all this stuff, but that's truly where things are going right now, and I haven't really seen many new channels blow up here on YouTube. But the short form content I think is great, because yeah, you can just have like a viral video, you can gain some followers pretty quickly, and brands will reach out to you seeing your videos, maybe want to work with you, maybe want to send some PR and stuff like that. So I honestly would focus, if you are a newbie at this, I would focus on the short content, because it's going to be easier, it's going to be less time consuming, less money you have to spend, because there is a lot that goes into making like a full production YouTube video that you don't want to spend $1,000 off the gate if you don't know if this is something that's going to be successful. So just where things are at right now, yeah, I would focus on short content. Put it everywhere. Put your same videos on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. That's what I do. I'll put the same video in all 3 places and people will still watch it. I have a smaller following TikTok, like maybe 40,000, and I feel like a lot of perfume brands have found me from my TikTok and Instagram rather than my YouTube channel. That's just where their brands are looking right now. A lot of people ask too about like the equipment to start a YouTube channel, what types of lights I use as well, and it's so hard when starting out. If you're wanting to do long form content, you do have to spend a little bit more, I feel like, rather than short form. You just need your iPhone, a phone stand, maybe a ring light. I'll like show you my setup, but I have 2 lights on the sides, I have a big light in the background, and I film in natural light as well. So like I have my window open right now, because that's going to give me the most light. I try not to film at nighttime because I do not have good enough lights, I would say, to film at night. It just always looks too dark. So I just recommend having 2 small lights, a big light in the middle. I'll link the stuff that I have in the description box. Of course, I film on a DSLR camera, a Canon 90D. It's expensive. I had to buy a nice lens for it too, but I definitely would not spend all that money off the bat. Like, I would get something a little bit cheaper. Right now, a lot of people are using the Sony ZV-1 camera. I'm more of a Canon girl myself, but the Sony has been really popular for getting started in vlogging and all that stuff. And it's expensive, but it's not as expensive as having to drop on a big Canon 90D and a lens to go with that too. It still has really good quality. It's more of like a vlog camera, but you can definitely still film videos on it. So those were just some fun kind of YouTube questions, and then kind of the rest of the video, just like random ones about me. Someone asked what is my favorite body mist ever, which is like such a hard question to answer, but I honestly think it has to be Cheirosa 71 from Sol de Janeiro. That scent is so addicting to me. Like, it just makes my mouth water. It makes me happy whenever I spray it. It smells like caramel cookies, so toasted and delicious. I feel like they're supposed to be making a body cream for it this year. I don't know if that's still happening, but that is one of my all-time favorite body mists. And then also, I have to have a second one, okay? I can't pick just one, but Bath & Body Works Champagne Sprinkles. They have not brought it back. They only came out with it one time for semi-annual sale. It smells like the most delicious raspberry fluffy cake and icing. It is so yummy, and they need to bring it back one more time because so many people love it. It's seriously my favorite mist they've ever done. I know I talked about loving to travel earlier. Someone asked me if I have any more trips planned. And so far, as I was mentioning, I do have that Vegas When We Were Young festival. That I think it's on, I don't even remember if it's October. I think it's October possibly. And that's going to be so cool. I'm not a music festival girly. I did go to Coachella before and it was a lot. And my brother, I'm going with him and my husband to this festival, and my brother is way more hardcore than me for the music. He is very much into it. But basically this festival is like all the songs from my high school days, like the scene days, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance. There is some screamo bands my husband's interested in singing, but I'm not the screamo girly. I don't know how my brother got into this music because he's 4 years younger than me. It was probably because of me listening to this all the time, and now he listens to it now, even though these bands were like so 10 years ago. But I'm excited. It's gonna be like reliving my high school music days. I also am going on a creators and friends trip. I've talked about that before on my channel. I just went to the New Orleans trip. It's basically a big trip with a bunch of other beauty content creators where we just hang out for a few days in a new city, and I have so much fun on those trips. Even being really shy and introverted, I still enjoy it a lot. And they're doing a Palm Springs trip this fall. So I got invited on that one. I think it's a smaller group this time. We're on bronzer now. I'm going to use the BK Beauty 103 brush. This is my favorite fluffy bronzer brush. I know it's not part of the sale this time, but you should still grab it anyway because this made doing bronzer for me so much easier. It's just fast, blends the product out really nicely, and definitely changed the game for my bronzer application. But yeah, I'm going to Palm Springs for creators and friends. I'm a little nervous for this trip because a lot of the people that I normally talk to and I'm super close with aren't going. And it's hard for me to get out of my shell sometimes, so I'm really gonna have to push myself this trip to get out of my box a little bit, because otherwise, you know, sometimes I like to sit, I like to listen. I'm not much of a talker. So I'm a little bit nervous for that one. I'm still excited for it and to see what all we're going to do for that. I think that's in September. So those are my main trips I have planned so far. I definitely want to go to Sephora. It's like a convention Sephora puts on. And last year I went in New York City and it got rained out. I didn't even get to go to the event. So wherever that is this year, I definitely plan on going. That's usually in the fall as well. They're probably going to put it in LA this year just because the New York one was kind of a mess. But I definitely plan to go to that whenever the tickets are available. I do have a Disney trip coming up. I'm going in November with my best friend Stacy, and I'm so excited for her to go because she hasn't been to Disney for like 25 years, okay? So we are doing everything. It's gonna be like a whole week long. We're doing all the parks, all the things, and I just can't wait to experience Disney with her in the eyes of someone new to everything, basically. So that is going to be so much fun. So we're going for Christmas. I've never been to Disney at Christmas time. I will probably vlog that whole trip, but yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a blast. I haven't used this Milk Makeup blush in a bit, so I figured I should test it out again. I feel like a lot of people don't like these, but I liked them. I'm going to use the Nikki LaRose N17 brush and just get a little bit on the brush. This is how I like to apply it. If you dot it on the face, it's probably not going to perform as well. But I personally thought that these worked fine if you apply it this way. Yeah, it's still going strong. I was wondering if these would dry out too much, but I think it actually has still stayed hydrated. I mean, I've kept the cap on it, but I don't know. I liked these. I thought they were really cute, and I know they were like so viral for a while. But I just make sure to really pack the product on my brush. And this brush is really fluffy, so it blends it out really, really nice. I am like almost done with my makeup now. I am going to add a little bit of the Rare Beauty. These blush lighters, again, not a lot of people like them, but I love using them as a like blush topper highlight duo. This one is in Happy. Since we have pink blush on, I'm going to take the Nikki LaRose N14 brush, perfect little highlight brush, and I'm just going to apply this just on the very edge of where I placed my my blush and then a little onto the upper cheekbones as well. But I just like the little subtle glow that this gives. It's a highlight, so yes, it will enhance texture, but pretty much any highlight is going to do that. And I feel like people make that such a big deal with these because they wanted them to be more blushes, but they're definitely more of a blush topper little highlight combination. Someone also told me that I look really healthy and what my like routine is, and honestly I don't know. I don't feel like I do. I mean, I feel like I've kind of maintained the same weight for, I don't know, 5 or so years now, and I need to do better. I do try to eat somewhat healthy. I'm definitely not the healthiest, but I also don't try to limit myself either. I just need to get more active, I think, because it's so hard. Like working from home, I'm always sitting down. I'm thinking about getting like a walking pad or something like that. I kind of want a Peloton or some type of bike maybe that's similar to the Peloton because those are kind of expensive, or I just need to get out and start going on walks. I think that's the hardest part for me, is just getting active. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions. I hate working out, but I think I could do some walks. I think I should get out there, get up a little bit earlier and do some walking. I feel like I don't have a good routine going, and I definitely need to do better at that because I mean, I honestly would love to lose, I don't know, 30 pounds or so. I used to be very insecure about my weight. I kind of stopped caring, I guess, what people think these days, but like, yeah, I would love to get rid of this double chin I have. I know mine's hereditary, so I feel like no matter what I do, it's going to be there. And I, you know, love to slim down my midsection too. I feel like we all would, so I need to do a little bit better. So if you guys have any suggestions to make working out easy, any easy like lunch ideas that are healthy, let me know, because I am lazy. I like something quick and easy, and I get in a rut with meals to make for sure. I did get some questions on where I live, so if you guys didn't know, I think a lot of you guys know by now, but I am from Iowa, born and raised. I have thought about leaving Iowa, but also I kind of like it here too. I think the worst thing about living in Iowa or some of the Midwest is that we don't have an ocean or any mountains nearby, so the scenery isn't always the nicest. We do have some gorgeous sunsets though, because we have cleaner air quality here, so you get that beautiful clean sky, no smogginess. We don't have the busy traffic. I can get where I need to go and I know how long it's gonna take me. We don't get much like traffic jams, even in Des Moines, which is the capital. Maybe during rush hour a little bit, but it's usually pretty manageable. And I think, yeah, that's probably the best part about living here, is just it's easygoing, casual. Especially in Iowa, crime is at a minimum compared to other states. It's a very safe place to live. I feel like if you live in the Des Moines area, the Des Moines area is really growing and there's always stuff to do there. We have really good restaurants. I feel like they have a lot of different festivals and different things they do every weekend in Des Moines. So, I mean, that's like the main city, I feel like, in Iowa. Of course, we have like Iowa City too. I live in a smaller town. I live like an hour away from Des Moines, but yeah, it can get boring, but honestly, I'm kind of a homebody anyways, so I don't really mind. I mean, yeah, sometimes it would be nice not to have to drive an hour to go to a good place to eat, but it definitely has its pros and cons for sure, but generally there is a lot of really nice people here. It's also like a lot cheaper to live here too, which is really nice. Like if I told you how much my mortgage was, I think you would be shocked, because it's a lot less than a lot of people's rent. And this will probably be where I be for the most of my life, unless maybe like when I'm older, maybe my husband and I can retire to a different state that's a little bit warmer, because sometimes the winters here are a little bit harsh. But yeah, I guess, you know, I'm an Iowa girl for life, I suppose. So I think that's mostly all the questions that I had. I know we kind of focused a lot on like the YouTube side of things, but you know, I tried to pick one of the top liked questions that you guys had asked me. I think our look turned out really fun as well. Just kind of a fun, cool toned, smoky look. We got the pink cheeks and the very cool toned silvery eye. This was such a fun palette to use. I cannot wait to get into the neutrals as well. I just love the quality of Cosmic brushes. I feel like they have an affordable price too for indie, and they have really great mattes and shimmers, so really pleased with that. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit more about me today, and don't forget to check out the BK Beauty brush sale. All the information will be down below. Again, you can shop here on YouTube Shopping or in the description box, but I love these brushes so much. I definitely use a lot of BK Beauty and just like my everyday routine. You can check some of my past videos. I feel like I always have a BK Beauty brush in hand. I feel like you can make mostly any makeup product work if you have a good set of brushes. I think that is the most important thing when it comes to doing your makeup. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna let you guys go and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.